So this is the nitty-gritty demo work that don't really want to be doing, but feels necessary. We're in the workshop on the Alaskan Gypsy, and the walls are covered in plywood. Just found out looks like 3/8 marine plywood, probably painted, a little dirty old stuff, but it's kind of nice. It's covering up the foam insulation, which is the problem. So in order to remove the foam, I have to remove the plywood, and I don't want to demo the entire shop because I actually only need to weld in about a 12-inch section down below this porthole at the chine. Happens to be in the back of this cupboard. So that's what I'm doing, and I just traded my arm, magically got it back, for this Milwaukee Fuel. It's the new brushless oscillating tool. Cost me $250 here in Wrangell, but you know what? I'm grateful for Audison's Ace Hardware. They actually had it and they were open on Sunday. But here's the deal. This thing cuts plywood like an angry beaver. So I'm gonna cut out another piece of plywood because I gotta remove a piece of blocking that's in there, and it's bolted into angle iron. It's in the way too, so I have to remove more plywood, more demo to remove the blocking. Then I can remove the foam, expose the area that I need to weld so the foam isn't melting, smoldering, releasing toxic gases, and risking our boat. So here we go. Oh, I got a screw right there that's under paint and some sort of filling putty or something. Got this handy needle here to clean out these old Phillips head screws. Woo, got it. Lucky. Oh, I'm not sure what's holding it in there now. I think I got all the screws out of it. Oh, there's probably another one down here somewhere. It's hard to tell because it's all old paint and so, I did some kind of a like water putty or something over this stuff too, over the seams. Lucky you got to skip the last half hour of work, but I am now pulling out foam. I got my blocking out of there. Both of the bolts that were in it broke off. Rusty little old 7/16 bolts. Well, 1/4 inch probably. But so now I've got a bunch of foam out of there, busted up, scraped up, and you can see the chine down in here now, which is, I think it's about 1-inch round stock that goes along the chine of the boat, which is nice, but there's a lot of electrolysis in this area. So I'm getting the foam removed, and next I will go outside and do a little test weld. I'm gonna look in there. You can see the chine back in there. That round stock is the chine. I'm excavating the foam around it so I can weld right against the chine. And I'll show you what it looks like on the outside. But that's the game, removing the interference. So getting this foam off so there's almost no risk of fire from welding on the outside. Shouldn't have to do any welding on the inside. Okay, here's our porthole that we're working under, and I'm just kind of judging that it's about straight down. So interestingly, got a little bit of welding to do there too, right below the porthole. So I'm going to start a little arc here and make sure that I'm where I think I am on the inside. So I'll just weld a little bit in here. I should get some browning of paint on the inside, make it really positive that I am where I think I am, just in case I'm not where I think I am. This is 3/32 6011 rod, which is good. It's pretty low heat. See if I can reach. Oh, going to the wrong one. So right about here. Okay, here we go. There. Let's see, that might be enough. If I just brown the paint a little bit, that'd be good. Good enough to know where I'm at. Then I'll be able to measure from there, because it looks like I want to weld to here, so I'll know that I want to go. In fact, I'll get to my measurements now. I want to go 9 inches that way to the bottom, on the bottom side, and then I want to come down 3 inches, just over, an inch, if I can see that spot. So 9 inches that way, 3 inches down, and then I'm going to go about a foot. Well, pretty much this whole area. There's a wall about right here. So I'm pretty much going to weld as far as I can. And I'm going to be coming from the other room behind the washer, dryer, freezer thing and have to get this section here. That needs welded as well. So 9 inches, 4 inches down. Let's go see where we ended up on the inside. Okay. Oh, look at that. A little brown spot. You can see it right there. That area right there. That's just a little bit of the weld toasting the paint. And I see that I got this bilge pump hose is going to be a bit of an obstacle. I'm going to have to clear that out because I needed to go 9 inches this way and then 3 inches down. Gonna have to do a bit more demo here, unfortunately. But, okay, well, that's the way it goes. Unless you want to burn your boat down or risk it, I guess you got to do all this miserable work. I don't really mind doing the demo, honestly. The demo's not bad at all. It's the fact that I'm destroying something that was functional, and there's so much to do on this boat. It's the reality of like, when am I actually going to come back and put this cabinet back together? It could be a long while, so we'll be living with this kind of half demolished boat for a while. But like those slimy politicians in America say, build back better. That'll be our plan. 9 inches. Go 9 inches on the bottom. Well, that pretty much wraps up this little section of the chine. I don't know if you can remember, it's probably like 1 minute in your world, but for me it's been a few hours. We started with some really deep electrolysis. I don't know what they call this, like dissolved weld is what it really is. Along the chine, there's that round stock right here. That area there is what this looked like We removed the foam from about this much of it down here and along to here. And then I welded, probably average about 4 passes in here. Started with a thin rod, 6011, trying to keep the heat down to a minimum, and then went up to an 1/8 inch 6011. I didn't use any 6010 on this because it was pretty clean, and I didn't want any deep penetration, honestly. Trying to build up instead of cut in. So this is pretty much it. I'll hit it with a grinder and smooth it down a little bit, but structurally that feels really solid. I had really good penetration, really good puddle, really good visibility. I feel like it's a very solid weld, and no concern about the boat splitting apart there at the seam. Little bit of a grind just to take the high spots off. Careful not to grind on the original plate because we're trying to save as much of that as we can. And it's pretty ugly, to be honest. Like, I didn't fill it completely. This is a challenge for me. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I'm just gonna leave this as it is. Try to walk away in peace, because the reality is I have so much worse pitting on the hull. It's not really pitting, electrolysis. That to sit here and spend another half hour just to fill in these tiny little depressions in the weld puddle, it's not really going to help me with my strength much. I'm never going to achieve a perfectly smooth surface with this hull unless I faired it with Belzona or something. So structurally, this area is taken care of to about here, and I'm going to call it good enough. And we'll let the epoxy paints take care of the rest. So now it's time to move on to the next section of demo.